A woman can completely rewrite the story of your relationship in her own mind without you ever realizing it. She'll imagine the breakup, feel the loss, process the emotions, and slowly detach, all while still being with you. Sighs. And the reason can be something simple you didn't do, something she deeply wanted but never said out loud. The hardest part is you won't even notice any of this happening until it's already too late, until everything feels different and you don't know why. Um, I'll be honest, I almost didn't share this, not because it's uncomfortable, but because it exposes something women rarely talk about openly. Thoughtful. There's this silent understanding, almost like an unspoken rule where certain expectations are never voiced. Studies on relationship communication have shown that a large number of women want specific things from their partner, but choose not to ask for them. It's not forgetfulness, and it's not that those things don't matter, it's because asking would make it feel less genuine. For her, if she has to explain it, it loses its meaning. So instead, she goes without and quietly hopes you'll understand on your own. This isn't about being difficult or unreasonable, it's about how she's wired emotionally. If you don't understand this, you might lose someone who truly cared about you without ever knowing what went wrong. She won't always fight or argue. Sometimes she just slowly disconnects, and by the time you notice, she's already gone in her heart. Some of these unspoken desires are physical, but most of them are emotional in a deeper way. They're the kind of thoughts she keeps hidden because she's been taught that wanting too much makes her seem needy or intense. So she buries them, hoping you'll notice without her having to say anything. Take a moment when she's overwhelmed, stuck in her thoughts, overanalyzing everything. Her mind is racing, jumping from one worry to another. Most men respond by trying to fix the problem, offering solutions and advice. It sounds logical, but that's not what she needs in that moment. What she truly wants is your presence. She wants you to come close, hold her, maybe gently, pull her into you without saying anything. That silent reassurance, that physical closeness, tells her more than words ever could. It says you're there, steady and dependable, giving her space to feel without pressure. She won't ask for that because asking feels like admitting she can't handle things on her own. So she stays quiet, dealing with it internally, while also wishing you would notice. You don't have to read her mind perfectly, but you can learn to read her energy. When she goes quiet, when her body feels tense, when she's distracted but pretending she's fine, that's your moment to step in without questions and just be there. Another thing she secretly craves is hearing her name, not just in obvious moments, but in everyday interactions. There's something deeply personal about it. Pet names are sweet, but they're also common and interchangeable. Her name, though, belongs only to her. When you use it, especially in meaningful or emotional moments, it makes her feel seen as an individual, not just a role in your life. Whether it's in a quiet moment together, during a conversation, or even when you're talking about her to others, using her name carries weight. It shows she's not just your girl, but someone you recognize and value as her own person. It creates a connection that feels more real, more intentional. She won't tell you these things directly, not because she doesn't trust you, but because for her, the magic is in you noticing without being told. And when that doesn't happen, she doesn't always complain. Sometimes she just slowly lets go, piece by piece, until one day you're left wondering when everything changed. If it feels forced or calculated, it loses its effect. The real impact comes when it feels natural, like you're so focused on her that saying her name or reacting to her just happens without effort. It should come across as instinct, not strategy. The thoughtful. Now let's talk about something that often gets misunderstood. When another man shows interest in her, she's not expecting you to create a scene or act aggressively. That's not attractive, it actually works against you. But at the same time, acting completely indifferent doesn't send the right message either. If you sit there and do nothing, she doesn't read it as confidence, she reads it as lack of care. Sighs. What works is balance, a calm, controlled presence. You acknowledge what's happening without letting it shake you. Maybe you step closer, place your hand on her back, make eye contact with relaxed confidence. You're not threatened, but you're also not absent. Your energy says everything without needing to escalate the situation. It shows that you're secure, aware, and present. Too much reaction feels controlling, too little feels like disinterest. But that middle ground where you handle it smoothly is what stands out. And here's something deeper most people overlook. She carries a constant mental load that you don't always see. There's always something running in the background: tasks, plans, responsibilities, little things that stack up over time. What she secretly hopes for is that you notice one of those things and take care of it without being asked. Not for praise, not for recognition, just because you paid attention. It's not about how big the task is, it's about the fact that you noticed in the first place. When something gets handled without her having to think about it, it creates a kind of relief that goes beyond the action itself. It tells her she's not alone in carrying everything, and she won't ask for this because asking defeats the purpose. If she has to explain it, remind you, and check on it, it becomes more work for her. The value is in the initiative. Now, here's the part that quietly destroys a lot of relationships. She still wants to feel chosen, even after she's already yours. In the beginning, you showed up differently. You made effort, you reached out, you planned things, you made her feel like being with her mattered. But once things become stable, many men stop doing those things without realizing it. It's not that feelings disappear, it's that effort fades. And when that happens, she starts to feel like she's no longer being pursued, just maintained. What she needs isn't constant grand gestures, it's small, consistent reminders that you would still choose her today the same way you did in the beginning. A simple message, a planned moment, something that shows intention. Without that, the connection slowly weakens, not through conflict, but through absence. Another thing that stays unspoken is how much specificity matters when you express desire. General compliments are nice, but they don't leave a lasting impact. What stays with her are the details, the way you notice something small about her and say it out loud. When your words feel personal and specific, it makes her feel seen in a way that generic compliments never can. There's also an intensity she won't ask for, but deeply feels. Not something overwhelming or uncomfortable, but something real. When your attraction feels honest and a little uncontrollable, it creates a different kind of connection. It's not about saying more, it's about saying what you already feel without filtering it down. And then there's physical presence, not in an aggressive way, but in a confident, natural way, guiding her gently, moving with her, creating a sense of direction and closeness. Small actions, like placing your hand on her waist, leading her through a space, or pulling her slightly closer in a moment. It's not about control, it's about presence. It shows confidence, awareness, and comfort in your own energy. This kind of connection doesn't come from words alone. It happens in real moments, in how you carry yourself and how you include her in your space. It's subtle, but it's powerful. All of these things have one thing in common: she won't directly ask for them, not because they don't matter, but because their meaning comes from you doing them without being told. And when they're missing, she doesn't always point it out. Sometimes she just slowly steps back, emotionally first, and by the time it's visible, the distance is already there. Now you understand what's been unspoken, but understanding alone doesn't change anything. What matters is what you do with it. In the next quiet moment, when you have the choice to act or stay passive, choose to act. That's where everything shifts.